Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally over. After 12 years of waiting, Samurai Jack is all wrapped up. Today, or tonight, as I'm recording this, we are going to go over the final episode. Episode 101. Okay, so immediately picking up right where we left off, we have Jack being... Well, it starts off with a broadcast going live around the world. You see the Pit of Hate, and then you see tons of people gather around televisions. You see not only Scotsman and the Daughters, Celtic Magic Scotsman anyway. You also see the dogs from the first episode. You see the Monkey Man and his tribe from Jack Learns to Jump Good. You see the it's really late. The Triceratops from Jack and the Sea. I think that's how you say it. You also see the robots from Jack versus Robo Samurai versus Mondobot. I think that's what it was called. And you also... Let's see, there are a few other people that are also watching. You see the Rave Children watch it. And you see the Archers as well. Long story short, a bunch of people that Jack helped in the past few seasons before this one. We see them again viewing the television, and Aku is pretty much announcing that he has the samurai in his possession and his sword, and he's about to execute him live on television. But here's something you gotta know. Right before it happens, you see this you see I guess Genndy wasn't lying about having the theme song coming back, because we do see the famous monologue from the original episodes of the original 4 seasons. Long ago in a distant land, the whole thing plays out. And right after he says the part, even now, I'm blanking on it. God damn it. Why am I blanking on it? Really? Now, oh, there it is. Now the fool seeks to return to the past and undo the future that is Aku. And then Greg chimes in going, not! And then pretty much just saying, hey, I got the samurai. He's in my possession. What are you going to do about it? And after 50 years, he's having a hard time trying to figure out how to kill him properly, because, well, yeah, you've been doing this for such a long time. You now have him in his possession, and now you're about to kill him. And you haven't done it in such a long time, so... How the hell are you going to make that work? Anyway, so after that happens, Jack tries to help... Jack is trying to shout to Ashi, who's still possessed, trying to shout at her, say, fight it. You have to fight it, Ashi. Please. And I was hoping they were going to go into some kind of, Aku infection moment, which they kind of do, where they have, where they do show Ashi struggling to find her way back into control. And after that happens, a bunch of people that were watching the TV come in on flying devices, whether it be giant eagles or sea creatures or whatever, the Triceratops, the dogs, all those characters come in to help out Jack, just like what Scotsman predicted. And pretty much they all hell breaks loose, and they start to gang up on Aku to destroy him. And of course it doesn't work, because again, the only thing that can kill Aku is the sword. And after that happens, well, while this whole thing is happening, while all of this is happening, everybody is going at it, Ashi and Jack are struggling with each other. Jack is trying to break Ashi out of her mind control, while simultaneously, in the background, like, all the people that Jack's helped, you see the dogs throw bombs or whatever. You see the robots come in with Robo Samurai, has a one-on-one match with Aku. You actually see him rip off the antlers off Aku. We haven't seen that before. I didn't know, like, that. But, yeah, that was actually really cool. Like, I've always wondered, like, what kind of structure are those? Because it's not very clear what Aku is made of, but holy hell, you could just tear that shit off easily. But yeah, aside from that, we also see the Triceraquins launch harpoons and stuff like that. We also see the Scotsman uses Celtic magic to ride he and her daughters across this open field, just across the sky, and holy shit, it's amazing. And it's like something out of an opera. It looks really cool. It's just this really awesome action scene, and it was just a ton of fun to watch, just to see these characters finally go at it. And of course, the archers are shooting everybody, obviously. But yeah, anyway, all those characters are going at it, and it's just so much fun to watch. And then Aku's like, enough, and then he starts launching down a bunch of arrows, a bunch of spears, and a lot of the people start dying off. But Scotsman, luckily, chimes in when one of his daughters, Flora, is being shot at, and he's like, "No one hurts my body lass!" And then, of course, uses the phantom powers of this Celtic magic to make this force field that shoots the darts right back at Aku. And at that moment, Scotsman and Jack have this moment of embrace. Well, kinda, briefly. And they're just like, "Oh, you died." Hey, kinda. And, of course, you know, how are you still talking to me? Celtic magic, which I'm pretty sure is also a meme somewhere. But anyway, yeah, that happens. And Aku, pretty much, like, they're just going at it. Jack tries once again to help Ashi break free of Aku's grasp. Mainly because, like, she, in her Wraith Aku form, dives, like, into this liquidy form onto Jack or whatever, and then he gets sucked into the area, and then Jack tries to shout, "You have to fight it! You got to fight!" And then, of course, we all knew this was gonna happen. Jack is just like, "Ashi, please, fight it! You, Ashi, I love you!" I'm not even kidding. That's literally what she says. He pulls it out, and then he gets out of there. She reverts back into herself, and she still has the black body, but she's back to her normal self again. But with Aku's powers, she can stretch, shapeshift her hand, and of course, Jack realizes this, and Ashi realizes this as well, and they create a time portal. And they're like, "Bye-bye," and I'm pretty sure you know where this is going. Aku's pretty much just like, "Oh no." I wish with the Adult Swim rating, they could have... I wish they would have taken the opportunity to actually have Aku say, "Oh shit." Just because that would have been really funny. That would have been really funny if that was the last thing he said. "Oh shit." Someone do an edit of that. Patrick Gertz, if you ever watch this in some way or another, if you do another Mako impression, have Aku just say, "Oh shit." Someone get that to happen. Take that clip, have Aku say, "Oh shit." Trust me, it'll be worth it. Anyway, so as you'd expect, we see a replay of what happened before Jack got sent to the future. The whole, "You may have beaten me now, but I shall destroy you in the future." "There is no future for you, Aku." "I disagree." And of course the whole, "What trickery is this?" And then the things come down, sends him back to the fucking future. Aku's giving his thing, Don't worry, Samurai. You and I will meet again. But the next time you won't be so fortunate. And of course, a few seconds after saying that, appears right there and kills him. There is a lot of build-up. Like, there's a slow-mo shot where he's just, like, coming down piece by piece, and then he comes down slow-mo, chops him, gets him in the sword, and then finally, once and for all, he's like, no more! And then smashes the sword into the ground. Aku's hatred just fills the pit of hate entirely. Ashi and Jack run out before it explodes, and then it's completely gone. Aku is dead. He is no more. And after that point, the land is safe. Ashi and Jack meet up with Jack's folks. They host a wedding ceremony, and Ashi fades away. Yep. For those of you who are anime fans, you probably have heard of the anime Gurren Lagann. And, something tells me this was either... I'm not sure if this was either just a coincidence that this happened to be the same, or if Genndy has seen and this just seen it, and this just rubbed off on him, or maybe members of Genndy's family just watch a lot of anime. But, yeah, that was really similar. Like, eerily so. But anyway, yeah, either way, it was still a bittersweet ending. I knew it was going to happen. I was like, yeah, this isn't going to... As soon as I saw Ashi in that wedding dress, I'm like, you're going to kill her in the wedding, aren't you? Yep, you're going to kill her before she even reaches the altar. I saw that coming. But it was still a very sad and tragic, bittersweet moment. I was like, even though I saw it coming, I was like, come on, please, just let her get to the vows. At least Nia and Simone got to their vows before she faded away. But no, you're not even going to let him do that. Well, at least Aku is gone, but fuck. And Ashi was such a cool character, too. I wanted to see, like, an incarnation of her live. Which, in a way, she kind of does, but that's towards the end. Like, anyway, so yeah, Jack loses Ashi. He cries. Like, we don't hear him, like, sobbing or anything. We just see the tears in his eyes, and it's just this faraway shot. I gotta give compliments, though. That whole thing, like, there's no dialogue up until Ashi starts to fade away. That's the only time we hear dialogue. Aside from that, like, we just hear little lines of Jack saying, Ashi. And that's the end of that. So, Jack... the savior of his home, rides off into this, like, dark, desolate place. Well, not necessarily dark, just very foggy. Rests by a tree, mourning the loss of his beloved, and comes in a ladybug. And the ladybug kind of opens its eyes widening, and Jack smiles at the ladybug, lets the ladybug fly away, stands up, and then we see a beautiful tree. The same tree that Ashi saw when she was learning about the terrors of what Aku had brought to the world. And that is the last and final shot of Samurai Jack. Well, I said and one time or another, either on my Facebook or something like that, so my friends, I wanted this episode to blow Birth of Evil out of the water. And it didn't. But with that said, it came at a very, very close second. It ties up all the loose ends. It gives us the closure that we've always wanted. Gives us a bittersweet ending, just like Genndy promised he would. And yeah, it just feels good knowing that this show is finally over. That when all is said and done, this heavy burden that we've carried for a long time, not knowing if whether or not the characters would make it back or not, whether or not he would live or not, we can finally just lay it to rest. And it really is amazing, because that's another thing about this episode. I don't. If there's anything I could criticize this episode for, it's that I feel that the wedding death was way too similar to the Gurren Lagann scene. But aside from that, I still thought it was a very tragic scene. It happened again, but I still appreciated it, and I thought it was a very well done death, in my opinion. I really enjoyed the last final scene and all this stuff. Overall, this was just a great episode. It was awesome to see it again. Greg Baldwin did an awesome job as Aku. Phil Lamar kicked ass as Jack throughout this entire show. And Tara Strong. Fucking Tara Strong, man. She did an amazing job throughout this entire series. Like, hold on a second. Hats off to you. Like, holy crap, that was such an amazing performance. This easily ranks in one of my top 5 favorite performances from her career, and if I ever do a top 10 list on voice actors, I will do eventually, and I mentioned Tara Strong or whatever, I would definitely rank this in one of my top favorites. But holy shit. So, yeah, Jack is over. This is now one of my top favorite episodes of the entire show, and I'm glad that we finally got the resolution that we all wanted to see. So, I think with my final closing thoughts on this whole entire thing, I can say without any hesitation, Jack was and still is my favorite animated TV show. It takes everything that... It was the first show I ever saw in kindergarten where it would teach you how to be patient. It taught you how to just witness things, just take in, bask in beauty from just looking at things and just getting an understanding of how things are going on. You didn't need dialogue to get your story across. You could just explain it through the visuals, using the visual medium to your advantage. And this is something that I wish many TV shows, not just animated, but any kind of visual format would take advantage of. Because when you have film, whether it be TV or movies, the common saying is show, don't tell. And that's something that this TV show does very well. Genndy Tartakovsky did an amazing job bringing this show back, and I thank him deeply for taking the chance to do this. And it's amazing to see these characters once again, and it's also been amazing to finally see our hero complete his quest, his journey, and now to find his way back home. While it was at the cost of killing off a character that we loved and dear, as well as killing off a villain that we loved and dear, rest in peace, Scaramouche, it's great to know that Jack's journey is finally over, and this weight is finally lifted off of our shoulders, and we can finally continue on knowing that this show is over, and hopefully it comes out on Blu-ray. I hope to God it comes out on Blu-ray, because I own all 4 seasons on DVD. I need that shit on Blu-ray. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this journey that we've had, and I hope you were watching the show along with me, and if not, then I probably just spoiled the whole thing for you. Why would you watch this if you haven't seen the show? That doesn't make much sense. But anyway, thank you all for following Jack Vlogs, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. Jack came back, and he wrapped it up, and it was one hell of an ending. Bittersweet, but just right. Later. Watch out!